Hey you guys, it's Rachel here with Senza Tempo Cane Corso. I'm here with a puppy. I've got one of Velocity's babies out. And I just love this baby. So I did want to, this is the one that Savannah likes. She's not going to get to keep him though. I've been trying to tell her there's a blue male and a black male, and I think that the black male is going to be the one. But Savannah's very attached to the blue boy, and he is very nice.
His eyes are opening.
But we'll see. We'll see. So, What are you? Oh, don't scare her. Don't scare my baby.
Your bat girl.
Don't scare my baby. I told Savannah, I was like, she has the bat symbol on her chest. And Batman is like my favorite superhero. Like always. Always has been. And
Is he a
and I was like,
or just a super? Is he
he's a superhero. He's not. He doesn't have any superpowers, but unless you want to consider immense wealth and intelligence, which I don't know. Maybe today intelligence would be. That's a funny joke. Okay, so let me show you my sweet baby child. I handle her so much. Let me see your face, child, and let me see your chest. Let me see. There we are. It's slight, but it's the bat symbol for me. Yes, it is. Go ahead and fall asleep in my hand. Oh my God, I'm so attached. It's not even healthy. So I do have some bad news. The puppy that I spoke about last night, I got on the phone with another breeder friend of mine. You guys know Cape Fear. Her name is Vicky. And she had done a video a while back of taking a puppy to the chiropractor. And so I didn't know exactly what had happened with that dog, but I remembered there was something going on. So I contacted her and I showed her video of the puppy, and she said it was the same thing. But that with her, that her puppy was a singleton and that it was a very sickly puppy and wasn't doing well. And I contacted another mentor of mine, Lee, and he said that he's seen it before, but only in very sickly puppies that passed on their own. Whereas this is not a sickly puppy. This is a very large, what would appear to be a very healthy female. And I think what might have happened is that as she was coming out, because she's so big, because I remember that I had to pull one and it was very hard. I almost thought I was going to have to go to the vet. And I think what happened is that either blood supply, air supply was cut, and this puppy suffered brain damage or suffered some type of physical injury. And so it's causing the puppy to have a head tilt and to, she doesn't move only in one direction. She doesn't turn just in one direction, but it is very noticeable. It is very sad. I'm not going to show you guys. And I don't think it's going to get better. In fact, Savannah and I both think it's potentially getting worse. Neither one of us really noticed it initially.
In fact, it was in question if anything was wrong before.
Yeah, there was no question there was anything wrong because there was just nothing to see. But I think what happened is that there probably was an issue, and it didn't start to become apparent until they started to move around. And so, anyway, I am going to take her to the vet on Monday.
Just some chunky legs.
I told you, and I'm going to see, if this big old black chunky baby. Yes, hello. And I'm going to see if the vet can do anything. Because if there's anything that can be done, I want to do it because the puppy is otherwise very healthy. but I'm not going to let an animal suffer. So if what we're dealing with is permanent and can't be fixed, then we're going to have to elect for a humane euthanasia, which, like I said, is not anything that I want to do. It's the last resort, and I am going to take her to the vet, but it's just one of those things. And as I talked about before, when you're dealing with puppies, there is a 30% mortality rate in puppies. So it's more likely that you will lose a puppy in a litter than it is that you won't. The only difference is that most people do it like you'll never hear about it. You know what I mean? And so, whereas I try to be as honest and upfront as possible about what is happening. And so anyway, so it's really unfortunate, but I'm not going to say that I'm getting used to it, because I'm not. I don't think that that's something that I'll ever get used to. I think it's easier when they pass when they're younger. It's harder after they've been around longer. But anyway, her eyes are fixing to open. I noticed that as well. And I'm hoping that maybe, it might get better whenever she can see, but I doubt it. So I don't know. If she grows up with a disability that isn't too intense, I may find her a rescue home that can understand that she is going to have some difficulties. It just depends. It really depends. The quality of life is extremely important, and I don't want for an animal to suffer. And humans, with humans, if a human knows something is up, you can rationalize, right? You can rationalize and say, okay, well, I know that whatever this thing is wrong with me, and you can kind of focus on positive things or figure out a way to kind of manage or, things like that. But a dog can't. They don't know. They don't know what's going on. They don't know what's happening to them. And it's not really fair because they have a tendency to kind of freak out. And that's one of the things that we noticed about her, is that as she tries to right herself, she gets frustrated and it kind of freaks her out a little bit, which for me is very emotional, because I don't ever like to see an animal suffer.
And she's vocal about it.
Yeah, and she's vocal. She gets really frustrated. And it just literally, it's like a spear in my heart. It's a physical pain. And I think that's why I'm able to make those kinds of decisions where it's time to let go, because the worst thing for me is for an animal to suffer. You know what I mean? I would much rather let an animal go in peace than have them suffer just because I emotionally can't handle it. My emotions have zero to do with that animal's quality of life. And I always put myself aside and how I feel aside, and put the needs of the animal over any feelings or whatever that I may have. So if there is a way for her to survive and potentially get better, and even live with, a slight disability, then that would be one thing. But if she can't, and it's progressively going to get worse, then we're going to let her go. So anyway, so that's just kind of where we're at on this. So I did want to kind of give you guys an update, because like I said, we just noticed it within the last, I think, couple days, and it seems like it's getting progressively worse. I will say that probably has a lot to do with the fact that they are starting to move around a lot more. They're trying to start to walk, and that's where this puppy is having difficulty, is in coordination. So it would make sense that it would be getting worse now. It does not point to there being a
I think he likes that, you itching behind his ear. Look at his mouth.
Yeah, it doesn't point to that being a new thing. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean that what happened is recent just because we're just starting to see it. So, yeah, there we go. There we go. Let me go wind him up. Need to wind you up. Can I wind you up? Oh, yeah. So we're just trying to focus on. Oh my God! You bite your brother's nose, or you're gonna bite his nose. Yes, you are gonna bite his nose. Yes, you are.
She's still biting him.
Yeah. So anyway, so yeah, so that's what's the most important thing.
They're so cute.
Oh my God. So I thought that maybe this would be easier to hear while spending time with with some good, good healthy babies. And if you wonder why we're not cuddling that puppy, it's because it makes her uncomfortable.
She likes to sleep.
Yeah,
and
she
just
wants to
drinks.
sleep because that's when she gets her peace. When you grab her, she kind of freaks out. I think that's the first sign that we saw was when we grabbed her, she started flailing around a lot. And she does not like being held because it's just, I think it's kind of like, I don't know if you've ever had vertigo. Whenever I was undiagnosed celiac, I would often get vertigo. And nothing is worse than moving around when you have vertigo because,
You mean when you sway? Like when you.
yeah, vertigo is where the room is spinning. It's dizzy. And all you want to do is sleep or have your eyes closed and be as still as possible because any movement makes you feel like everything is just spinning. And I don't know specifically if that's what's happening to her, but I do know that she is very uncomfortable whenever she's moved or woken up and things like that. And so I don't want to disturb her right now. So it's not that we're trying to abandon her. We're not trying to spend any time with her. It's that literally we can't, because we did try to. We tried to kind of like, she was kind of freaking out. When you see an animal not doing well, you want to grab them, you want to console them. And Savannah tried to even like hold her still. And Savannah kind of was freaking out a little bit, getting really emotional. I told Savannah, I was like, just put her down, put her with her mother, let her nurse, and she'll calm down and go to sleep. Because you simply can't hold her like, you know what I mean, out of it. And so anyway. So I'm gonna let y'all go. My knee is actually feeling a whole lot better today. Like a whole lot better today. It's still injured, obviously, but it doesn't feel like yesterday it was uncomfortably swollen. And it doesn't feel that way right now. So I noticed the change last night. I was like, oh, thank God. So I'm just going to keep staying off of it. I'm going to keep icing and then taking it off. And I'm just going to keep doing everything that I can. And hopefully very soon I'll be back to normal. So I hope you guys are having a good day. And I will talk with you later. Bye.